Half the people watching this will get violently kicked awake tonight by a body that's convinced, dead certain, it just saved their life. It's wrong. It's been wrong for 50 million years. That falling sensation isn't a glitch. It isn't your imagination. It's an ancient alarm system going off in the dark, and it just mistook your mattress for a branch 100 feet in the air. You know the exact feeling. You're warm, heavy, halfway gone. Your thoughts blur into that soft nonsense that means sleep is close. And then, a lurch, a sudden drop, like you stepped off a curb that was never there, and your whole body snaps rigid to catch itself. Your eyes fly open. Your heart is already pounding before you even understand why. But the real reason behind that jolt is far stranger than you think. Scientists have a name for it. They call it a hypnic jerk. Hypnic just means happening at the edge of sleep. And here's the part that should unsettle you. Up to 70% of people feel these regularly, which means right now, as you watch this, it's happening to someone. Somewhere, a person just felt themselves fall through a floor that doesn't exist and jerked awake, gasping in a perfectly still, perfectly safe room. So here's the question, with no obvious answer. Why would a brain that spent millions of years learning to protect you turn around and attack the one thing your body needs most? Why would it sabotage sleep itself? To understand that, you have to watch what actually happens inside you when you fall asleep. Because falling asleep is not a switch. It's a shutdown sequence. Picture a Chicago basement in 1953. A physiologist named Nathaniel Kleitman is running one of the first true sleep laboratories in the world, wiring volunteers to machines and watching, for the very first time, what a human brain does as it lets go of the day. What he and his students mapped is that sleep arrives in stages. Your heart rate eases down, your breathing slows and deepens, your body temperature drops, and one by one, your muscles release their tension and go completely limp, like a building powering off floor by floor after everyone's gone home. Normally, this handoff is smooth. Brain and body descend together, in step, into the dark. But sometimes they fall out of sync. Sometimes your muscles let go faster than your brain expected. One moment, there's the familiar hum of tension in your arms and legs, the quiet electrical noise of being awake. And the next, silence. Total slackness. And your half-asleep brain, still half on guard, reads that sudden loss of muscle signal as one specific catastrophe. Falling, not metaphorically. Your brain genuinely concludes, in that instant, that you are dropping through open space, and so it does the oldest thing it knows. It fires an emergency command down through your nerves, tense, grab, catch yourself, a violent full-body reflex meant to slam your hand shut around a branch and save your life. Except there is no branch. There hasn't been a branch for an unimaginably long time. You're lying flat on a bed, in a house, and your ancient survival code just executed anyway, flawlessly, for absolutely nothing. Because that's what this really is. That kick is a ghost. A leftover reflex from ancestors who slept in trees. Go back far enough and your relatives, early primates, small and vulnerable, spent their nights wedged in branches high above the forest floor, sleeping where the ground predators couldn't reach. Height was safety. But height had a price. Because for a sleeping animal in a tree, relaxing too fast, loosening your grip at the wrong moment meant one thing: a real fall, and a deadly one. So a brain that could catch that mistake, that could feel the slip and jolt the muscles awake before the body let go, was a brain that survived to have descendants. Over millions of years, that catch reflex got baked in. And here's what should stop you cold. You inherited it. All of it. Every single night, your thoroughly modern brain, lying in a bed it knows is safe, still quietly runs the survival software of an animal that hasn't existed for tens of millions of years. You are haunted by the sleep of ancestors you never met. Watch how complete the illusion is. The hypnic jerk often arrives wrapped in a tiny dream, a flash of stepping off a ledge, missing a stair, tipping backward off a chair. That's your brain writing an instant story to explain the falling signal it invented. Your heart races. Sometimes people cry out, or gasp, or fling an arm across the bed. A full threat response. Adrenaline, muscle, panic, firing at a danger that vanished before the first human ever drew breath. And you can actually make it worse. Sleep researchers keep noticing the same pattern. Stress cranks it up. Caffeine cranks it up. Being utterly exhausted cranks it up. Falling asleep sitting upright, on a train, at a desk, on a couch you didn't mean to surrender to, cranks it up. Why? Because a brain that's tired, wired, and over-alert sits on a hair trigger. It's quicker to misfire, quicker to mistake ordinary rest for a fall. And that's the cruel twist buried in it. The more desperately you need sleep, the more drained, the more stressed, the more running on empty you are, the twitchier your ancient alarm becomes, and the harder it fights to yank you back from the edge of the exact thing that would save you. Your survival instinct, in that moment, is at war with your survival. It's trying to keep you alive by keeping you awake and getting it exactly backwards. So tonight, when you're finally sinking, finally letting the day go, and your body kicks you awake, your hand snapping shut around a branch that isn't there, don't be afraid of it. That's not a broken brain. That's something 50 million years old, still awake in the dark inside you, still watching the drop, still absolutely certain it just saved your life. It's been catching a fall that stopped coming 50 million years ago, and it will do it again the moment you close your eyes.